Hello. Welcome back. It is another day in the arena. This isn't a typical video. This is going to be a video without gameplay, which hasn't happened much in about 700 days of posting videos. Might happen more in the future. We'll get to that. That's a tease. This is sort of a state of the channel video. I've seen them on other channels. Just to let you guys know, it's a new year. There are some things I have been wanting to change for a while, and I'm going to take steps to do them, so I need to let you know about them. And just to give you a look at where I see things going in the future and what we're trying to do here on the channel. It sounds like, it's so cringy, man. It's like a State of the Union address. Let me address the thousands of adoring fans. And it feels really corny in my mind, but the truth is that the number of people who watch me every day could pack a stadium of people. So yeah, this is me, CGB. I'm on the soapbox. I'm gonna give a little speech, kind of, to all of you and let you know what's coming in 2021. First of all, thank you for an amazing 2020 and beginning of 2021. I can't believe all the things that happened. The incredible growth of the channel, close to 60,000 subscribers in 1 year, just blowing away the other 3 years of content I've made combined, means a lot. The growth on Twitch has been tremendous, going from about 100 average viewers to over 400 average viewers per stream. We had streams that reached as high as 2,000 plus concurrent viewers, something I never thought I would ever be a part of in my life. Thank you to all the fans for supporting me and watching me. I'm glad you're entertained. I'm glad you're having fun. And the TLDR of the video is that's what I want to do in 2021. I want to continue to entertain you and make sure that you have fun. If you want a retrospective of 2021 and not just, or 2020, I would say, and not just that, but a breakdown of some of my big defining moments in content creation, the Twitch stream from yesterday is public and it's on Twitch under videos, and you may enjoy that. The 100,000 YouTube subs live celebration on Twitch. So, on that note, we're going to talk about a number of things. This video is definitely for true fans only, no gaming, just talking about what's going to go on in the future, what's gone on in the past, where I see all the different things that I do fitting into the future strategy. That sounds like a bunch of corporate talk. Let me be clear, there are a lot of sites I have my name on, from Twitter to Twitch to Patreon to YouTube and Discord and all these things in between. And I'm going to talk briefly about most of those things and what we're going to do with them going forward. So that's pretty much what's up with that. Thing number one, the streak. I recorded my 700th consecutive MTG Arena daily video today. It will go live tomorrow. Wow. I never thought that would happen. The streak, like, it was one of those things that just came out of, now I have these editors in place. All I have to do is record the content and make sure that they receive it, and making videos is kind of easy. And not easy, but you know what I mean. I got to focus on the part that I loved, whereas editing was tedious and frustrating for me. And now with 700 in a row, I can tell, we started talking about it around, what, 365? Because when you do something incredible, people don't talk about it for you. You have to bring it up yourself when you're a grown-up. When you're young, your parents and your friends, like, they see you doing awesome things. They celebrate you. As you get older, people don't celebrate you the same way. You have to let people know when you do something awesome. And try not to do it in a completely braggadocious way, but you do have to put it out there like, hey, this is what I do. It's kind of exceptional. I hope, if you agree, by all means, show some love. And that's what the streak has become, and it means a lot to a lot of people. But there are a lot of people who are uncomfortable with it. They think that me being here for you means that I'm losing out on things in life. And it comes from a place of caring, but I'm going to stress this a lot. I'm where I want to be. I do this because I want to, not because I have to. And every day I'm excited to do it. I wake up and I get to think about the best way to amuse you guys while playing the game I love. And it's not close to a chore. There are days that were tougher than others, but I am always proud of myself for carrying on and entertaining you. And that's the truth. Like, the streak will end someday, but it doesn't have to end because of my deteriorating mental health or because I'm not in love with the game. Not right now, for sure. So please take heart. The streak goes on because it can, because I want it to, and because you guys enjoy it. So continue to enjoy daily MTG content. I'm not going to start taking weekends off from YouTube or something like that. That's not the plan. This isn't about hitting a certain number or a certain monetary number. This is what I want to do. Hope that's clear. Next thing up, formats. This is a big one. People ask me a lot, especially after a new set has been out for a long time and standard has become what they would consider solved, where we're seeing the same decks over and over. They ask me to play other formats. They ask me to play historic. They ask me to play draft, brawl, all these things. Will I play them? I will play them if I want to. Similar to the streak, it's my channel, it's my call. I think I'm a weird individual in that I don't get tired of standard. We've had some really bad standard formats, and I've continued to play standard. The most likely thing that will get me to play some historic on the channel is when there are brand new cards. And I did play Aetherworks Marvel. I did play Vehicles when Kaladesh released. I learned very quickly those decks weren't very good. That Kaladesh didn't change the meta very much, and that the good decks in historic are really, really good. And no, I'm not interested in playing decks that are tier 3 or worse. I'm a competitive channel. It's going to stay that way, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But yeah, I'll play historic brawl, other formats if and when I want to, when they excite me as much as making standard content does and attacking the standard ladder does. And that's kind of the way it is. I keep on saying I'd like to make competitive historic content because I have trouble finding that. There's a lot of people who make very good, creative, janky historic content. Legend, in fact, his decks I wouldn't call, true jank. A lot of them are very, very good, but they're not S tier. Historic is a very broken format with Uro and goblins and Sacrifice Cat Oven. Like they're just like, I would have to play decks like that, and I don't see much of that content on YouTube, especially for best of one. So I keep on thinking I'd like to make a series that's like the very best historic content, the very best try-hard decks, but that would only be like 5 or 6 videos probably per season, because all the other decks kind of get slapped, to be honest. So I don't know, we'll see. I can't find competitive historic best of one content the way I want to on YouTube, and that's usually what gets me to make it myself. So don't lose hope. Limited, on the other hand, you may as well abandon hope. I hate it. Doesn't matter if it's cube, doesn't matter if it's draft. I don't know what it is. I've tried to explain this on the Arena Craft podcast. I've tried to explain it to people before. I don't know how to put it perfectly, but I don't like it. I like constructed. I have my collection of cards. I want to battle with them. And that's just going to be the way that is. If you are in the comments every day asking for limited, lots of other content creators that you can go watch. And thank you for the comments, but it's not going to happen. And then the next part there, of course, is like Brawl and things like that. And for some reason, Brawl doesn't interest me. But there is another similar content, Commander, that interests me. I'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about quickly ranked versus jank. Ranked versus jank. Every day I get asked about jank decks. Every day I get asked to play things that I think we all know in our hearts are pretty suboptimal. And I'm going to give you my philosophy on it, and you're welcome to disagree, but it's my philosophy because it's my channel. See how that works? Yeah, I love you guys, and entertaining you is a priority, and because of that, I have to focus on entertaining the largest number of people, the silent majority. You can look through comments and find 5 or 6 people crying out for jank. It seems like a lot, because that's 5 people in comments asking for the same thing. Sounds like overwhelming feedback, since not that many people are making these requests. But then you remember, 30,000 people watched the video in the first 24 hours. That's a lot of people who aren't asking for jank. A lot. And I think that the way that it has occurred to me is like this. Jank is somebody wanting me to make something good so that they can enjoy it, or they just want to see me try and fail so that they can get a cathartic release from that. That is one person's approach, and it would probably be duplicated by a certain amount of people. But that's not what most people come to the channel for. Most people come to the channel for a repeatable experience. When they watch me play jank and fail or succeed, they know it's jank. They're not going to go craft the deck and then do that, most likely. If they're a whale, they might throw it together and try it once or twice, but it's a fleeting experience. And what they really want, I think what people actually come to me for, is something that will work. What they want to do, let's be honest, they want to play something that they love and also win. They want to feel successful. They want to rank up. They want a feeling of accomplishment from their gaming. In order to do that, I have to give them decks with a certain amount of pedigree. And yes, I can filter in some loved cards here or there, like I sometimes do, saying, this is the Bastry Ket deck, this is the Garrick the Huntmaster deck. Like, we slam certain cards in that we know there might be better options for, to give people a chance to play with their favorite cards, but the shell is good, so that they can still win and feel successful. And that repeatable experience that they can come here, take a deck that has a card or two that they really like, play it, and succeed in ranked, ladder, play queue, wherever. I think that's what people really want. And I'm going to keep trying to provide it. I think it's an understanding that you don't find on a lot of channels. I think it's something that makes me a bit unique, that this is what I'm trying to do, and I stay focused on it. So I have to stick with that as long as it makes me happy and you happy. And so far, the evidence is there that it makes you very happy and I'm very happy. So lots more ranked, lots less jank. Just the truth. There are some really good jank brewers. Like Legend and Mono Black are two that I watch all the time, and I'm blown away by their creativity. So I know that you guys can have more than a daily dose of jank if you want to search for it. And I'm sorry it's not me, but it's not me. All right, other content. Other content. How do I talk about this? Commander. I started playing Commander. Woo! You guys like that? I've been playing for about 2 months. I've got some local people who live in my area. We've been meeting up. Don't worry, I'm freaking careful. We're all COVID careful. And we've been finding ways to play very far apart, mask on Commander stuff. And it's good. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm finding I can be very evil in Commander, which is absolutely a delight to me. And I'm trying to figure out a way to make the content. I don't want to record the games. I've decided that's not for me. The amount of editing it takes to really make that watchable is not for me. What I want to do is, and I might try this video in the near future, it's like churning in my brain. I want to like record a deck tech where I show the cards, because I open a lot of collector boosters. I've become obsessed with opening collector boosters. So it's very exciting to open collector boosters. I opened a $100 foil extended art Embercleave. I opened a $200 foil extended art Uro. Like, there's stuff that's like, wow, this is incredible. So what I want to do is make videos where I show off the cards and I talk about the cards in the deck a lot. And then I go play the games, maybe take a few photos while I'm there, take some notes while I play. And then I come back and I do story time and tell you how the game went and how my evil plans conspired. I think that could be a fun 30-minute video, and I might try that in the near future, not in place of MTG Arena content, in addition to MTG Arena content. So that's something I'm excited about trying in the future. Also, let's see, spoiler cards. I am on the preview card list for Kaldheim, so hopefully some preview videos will be here, both of me revealing a card and of me talking about the cards that came out. I think you guys really enjoyed the last Kaldheim video. Again, in addition to the content, not necessarily in place of it, although I won't rule that out. There might be a day where you get a video that's talking about future cards instead of playing with old cards. because that might be what the people want. I'm not, the streak was always a gameplay video a day. I'm going to edit the streak in 2021's criteria to a Magic related video every day. So as long as it's a Magic video, I think that's fair. I am still going to try to give you a lot of good gameplay. And of course, I'll pay attention to the view numbers because I find that to be how the silent majority tells me what they're interested in. And we'll figure out if we need to do a spoiler video and a gameplay video or just a spoiler video, depending what you guys like. Next thing up, Twitch. Some things, Twitch content. Twitch content has been a wild ride this year. It's hard to explain without hitting a rabbit hole. The DMCA apocalypse that got a lot of people banned and terrified on Twitch for showing copyright content, listen to copyright music. Even things that appeared to be very innocent were getting people banned. And I've also experimented a lot with whether or not to have VODs be public or private, and whether or not to have a YouTube channel devoted to Twitch VOD content. My Twitch content's very different from my YouTube content. I think you guys know that. I think if I did this exact same preview show on Twitch, I would be getting out the glasses, I would be getting out the gloves, I would be getting out the headband, I would be making a big entrance and playing crazy music and being way over the top. It's like the difference between being on stage and what you have here, which is me just recording me. And I think I found a balance that I like. I think evil CGB can show up on YouTube from time to time, but I think the over-the-top character, the one in Best of One, I think that's the Twitch persona, because the live crowd really plays off it, and I really feed off it. Like, I have fun putting on that show. I'm making a show I want to make, and that's the most important thing for me. So the Twitch content is very different from the YouTube content, but I know people are loving it, and the Twitch growth really shows that. So the Twitch content will continue to focus on the one in Best of One, be a bit over the top, but still competitive and hopefully very entertaining. And I think I'm going to stop putting the Twitch VODs on YouTube. That really didn't work out very well. The views weren't very high. I couldn't monetize them because of the music that I want to use. Like, a lot of it just didn't work out, you know? The interest wasn't really there. And because of that, we're going to do things a different way. We're going to make the VODs on Twitch public for those who want to watch them there, since I assume the fans of Twitch are most likely to go to Twitch. Clips are enabled too. The music I'm using, I cannot use and monetize on YouTube, but it is DMCA safe on Twitch, so it shouldn't get me in any trouble. It's kind of weird that I can get demonetized on YouTube for a song that's free to use on Twitch. But the legal world of music in the United States is complicated and a long subject on its own. But for now, assume that we're going to have public VODs and clips for the Twitch audience, but we're not going to upload the Twitch content to YouTube on a separate channel. We're not going to upload full streams unless there's a really good reason to do it. The next thing I want to talk about, competitive events. Oh! You guys have really enjoyed some of the try-hard side of the channel, and it goes well with the character because my character is very try-hard. Personally, Daniel Wagner, me, I don't enjoy competing anymore. I enjoy content much more, and competing is stressful. So if I am to burn out on something, it's most likely to be competition. However, I've definitely found a way to embrace competition on Twitch as the one in Best of One. That character loves competition, and that character can take losses without losing sense of self or self-worth, which is something I've battled with my whole life, feeling like if I lost, I was not good enough on many levels. I've heard it called a chip on the shoulder. I think that's the right way to look at it. But my character doesn't have that problem. My character is the one in Best of One, win or lose, the greatest of all time, win or lose. So it doesn't hurt me the same way. I'm going to try entering competitive events, but not traditional tournaments. I don't want to play tournaments where I play around and I sit there and I wait for someone else to finish, or I finish and I'm immediately thrown into another round. I have found the way that I like playing tournaments, and it's the event style on MTG Arena. The monthly Mythic Championship qualifiers and the Arena Open, where you play until you get this many wins or this many losses. That's what I want to play for my competitive events. So I'm going to be entering those and putting at least some amount of content from them on YouTube. They may be wrap-up videos, which is something I experimented with on the other channel, like summarizing everything that happened, trying to do it in a quick way. I may upload full streams and see how those do to see what the interest is, and I may just upload one match. I'm going to try a few different things around this to figure out what the best way to give you guys the competitive content on YouTube is, because I'm 100% I want to continue doing it live on Twitch. I'm not 100% on the best way to entertain you with it, and I'm going to try different things in that area. So be ready for that and look forward to it. I hope you'll like it. On that note, since I want to play those events live and without a stream delay so that chat is active, there's always people who ask about stream sniping. So I'm going to get this philosophy out there to the true fans so that you guys understand. My goal isn't to win these events. I'm going to do everything I can to win these events. But my goal isn't to give myself every possible edge in these events. If I wanted to do that, I spent years as a competitive Magic player. I know how to do that. You don't reveal what you're playing to the world. You don't talk about your strategy. You would stream on delay, like 10 to 15 minutes, so that Twitch chat couldn't interact with you. They could only interact with each other. Those are all things I could do. I'm choosing not to, because I'm playing these events to challenge the one in best of one character and to entertain you. I am not doing it because I need to win these events. It's true. I do not need to win these events. I much prefer good content to winning any of these events. I don't need that validation in my life anymore. I chase competitive Magic. I know what it feels like. What I do want is you guys to get a glimpse of it and be entertained by it. Entertaining you is the priority. Don't feel guilty for that. Don't feel like I shouldn't have to take risks and get stream sniped and have my technology out there because of it. That's not what this is about. It's about the content. It's about your entertainment. And honestly, I wouldn't play these events anyway if I weren't a content creator. So you're not costing me anything. And if I get stream sniped, call it part of the content. It's just part of the show. Next up, other games. Will I play other games? I get asked every day what other games I play. Not really any. I think that pretty much answers the question. Magic has been like my focus for nearly my whole like since I was a teenager, and I think it will continue to do that. I think that's part of why, quite honestly, I endure when it's hard, because I don't feel like I need anything else. I have Magic the Gathering, I have my camera, I have my computer. I'm good, and I'm good with that, you know. So will other games be played on this channel? Other games are interested. I get a lot of emails very regularly, some of them in very good faith with good offers, and we talk about what they would expect to sponsor content for the channel, and it always sounds interesting. Like when I listen to them, it makes sense. I might really like this game. You might really like this game. We should try it. I could make a few bucks. That would be nice. At the end of the day, they're just never Magic. So while you might see sponsored games, because people are offering, I'm going to be honest, people are offering a lot of money for me to play sponsored games on this channel. You might see it someday. It's not the plan. It's not the plan. We'll see what happens. At some point, I have to put a new roof on my house. It's actually really run down. This house is very old, and I may have to make a few bucks, but I never want it to come at expense of MTG or MTG Arena. I'm not looking to try Runeterra. I'm not looking to find other games just to find other games. I'm not looking to diversify my content because I'm sick of Magic. That just doesn't happen to me. So if you need Magic content, I'm your guy, and I plan to keep it that way. All right. The second MTG okay, I have a second channel. It's called CGB Gaming. CGB Gaming. I also have a third channel called, I think it's CGB Live. And I created these extra channels because the algorithm seemed to punish me for putting up multiple videos in a day on the same channel. And of course, when I made these decisions, I was not a full-time content creator. I was a struggling content creator who wasn't making any money. So the algorithm was my master. As I sit here before you, I'm going to pay very much attention to the algorithm, but I don't intend for it to be my master. Because of that, if I have content that I really want to share with you, I'm going to put it on this channel because this is the channel that you guys are into. This is people who follow and subscribe. This is where they look. They shouldn't have to look at multiple channels. So whether it's a live stream that was really great, a spoiler video, or some other game that I'm trying out, if I make content, I'm going to put it here. And I don't think I'll be doing that very often. So it's not like I'm going to clog your feed with 2 and then 3 videos a day where 2 of them aren't what you want. I'm very conscious of that. But what I'm trying to say is thank you for subscribing to CGB Gaming. Thank you for being interested in CGB Live. From now on, I don't plan to use those channels. I plan to put content that I really love, that I think you will love, right here on this channel, in addition to the MTG daily content. So yeah, if I have a really great live stream that I think you should watch the full VOD for, I might upload it here in addition to another daily video. If I make a video talking about spoilers, I might put it here in addition to another video. If I play another game, if that just happens someday, maybe I get invited back to play a Shadowverse tournament and I do awesome in it, I'll put that here in addition to another video. And I don't plan to do that a ton of times. I don't want to clog your feed. But if you are subscribed to CGB Gaming and CGB Live, don't be surprised when there are not updates on those channels. I'm perfectly happy now to tank the algorithm a little bit to make sure that you guys get content that I think you will love. Okay? I think that's a good deal. Twitch. We're going to move on to Twitch. We're going to talk about my schedule on Twitch. I have been streaming on Twitch on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 4 to 6 Eastern Standard Time for years. So many years. And while I don't have a streak there like I do on YouTube, I've definitely missed streams from time to time. It's simply unrealistic not to. The schedule is killing me because I'm trying to raise the production value on the stream. Obviously, when the best of one shows up, the character that's very over the top, he has to bring the energy, he has to bring the enthusiasm, but I also want to increase production quality. I want to continue to find ways to make the stream exciting. I want to do events where I challenge other streamers, where I play in competitive events. And if I continue to record Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like that block of days in a row, I think that's holding me back. Because obviously to stream an event, that's on Saturdays, right? And every single time, like I just wake up sick or have a migraine or have something like that, and I know I have to stream, that's really tough. But if I can take a day off and then prepare for my stream and then come in the next day, having gotten a lot of sleep and being fully refreshed and having game face on, having not eaten like 10 pounds of chocolate or sweets or something so that my blood sugar is good. Like, all these things come into play when you're doing this for a living and you're putting a lot of heart and soul into it and you're trying to put on a really good production. So having a day to like amp up and then do the show is going to matter a lot. It also lets me, hopefully when COVID is over, do things like go coach roller derby or go play Commander or play F&M, things that I've taken for granted in the past. And with that said, we're going to change the Twitch streaming schedule. I am going to stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 6 Eastern Time. And I'm going to stream on I'm not going to stream on Mondays and Wednesdays. I am going to stream on either Saturdays to play competitive events. That could be like a 6 or 7 hour stream, depending on how the event goes. So you're not losing stream time. You're gaining it back in other places that are hopefully exciting. But sometimes I'm going to take Saturdays off when there are no events, and I'm going to stream on Mondays to talk about meta, ban announcements, big product releases, because sometimes Wizards does things on Mondays. Ban announcements in particular are very, very popular. So sometimes I will move the Saturday stream to Monday. Tuesdays and Thursdays should be a locked-in thing. Sometimes it will be Saturday if there's an event. Sometimes it will be Monday if there's a reason to do it on Monday. So that's what's up. That's the new Twitch schedule for 2021. I hope that you guys enjoy it, and if it messes with what you had planned, like if you planned your Mondays and Wednesdays around it, hopefully the VODs will be very entertaining. I do think it will take me a while to build audience on Saturdays, but I think it will be good. I think that this will allow me just a better life, better quality of life when it comes to streaming, because trust me, I was feeling Wednesdays and Thursdays really hard, doing kind of this high energy, high production character for 4 days in a row. So we'll see how it goes. I think it will work, but I've committed to trying it for 2021. If everything's terrible after a month, I will opt out, but 2021, that's the plan. Next thing, this is going to get into supporting the channel. And then after that, we're going to talk about other things I hope to do in a post, like in the world of Magic, besides what I do on the channel. So 2 more things to go. It's been half an hour-ish. Thank you for sticking with me. Thing number 1, Patreon. Patreon. This is a tough one, but this is a change I need to make in 2021. Patreon has been awesome. I've been amazed at how many people are willing to financially support me on Patreon, and it has provided me income and kept me going in a time when I absolutely needed it. As we come into the new year, Patreon has become a pretty... It's not necessary for me to continue creating content. Thankfully, YouTube ad revenue, subs on Twitch, YouTube memberships, like these things are working out really well. And Patreon is extra. Obviously, any amount that is pledged on Patreon goes into improving quality of life, which helps streamer, which helps streamer keep streaming. Basically, I keep making content because I'm not paranoid that I can't afford food or my rent or my mortgage in the future. So any money helps that. But the thing about Patreon that is difficult is that I don't know if this is hard to explain, because if you haven't been in my shoes, I don't know if you'll understand. So I'm going to do my best. On Patreon, there are benefits, right? You pledge and there are benefits. Right now, one of those is like at $4.99. If you pledge $4.99, you get to send me a message and I will reply when I can to like tell you about a card or a deck or talk about Magic questions, things of that nature. It's all done with the best of intentions. I certainly felt that I could make time for the people who donated money and supported the channel, but the truth of the matter is, the more that this happens, like the bigger it grows, this starts to become obligation. It starts to be affiliated with a lot of guilt. If I'm not responding to those messages in a reasonable amount of time, I feel guilty because I'm not delivering on what I promised. And on top of that, as the channel grows and the Patreon grows, there's more and more anxiety about how many people have subscribed. If somebody wants to subscribe and support the channel, like that should be something to be excited, happy, and grateful for. It shouldn't come with obligation. It shouldn't come with guilt. And it shouldn't cause anxiety for me to log in. Like I get anxious now logging into Patreon to see how much work I have to do. Whereas what I should be is grateful and excited that I get to continue making content that I love and that people care about it. And this might be coming out wrong, so I want to stress this part for sure. This is not the patrons' fault. Like you guys, most of you, I would say, you don't want me to feel guilty either. You don't want me to feel obligated. You want to support and feel that joy like I talked about, like Joy should be something that the giver is excited to do. It should be a very great feeling for those who give, and it should be a great feeling for those who receive. And when there's something in the works clogging that up, guilt, obligation, anxiety, I think it's important to work to remove that unless it's absolutely necessary. Like I was trying to get out of debt last year, which I talked about on the Arena Craft podcast for a while. I was in a huge hole of business debt, but we paid it off. So going forward, I thought about just deleting the Patreon to remove that obligation, but that struck me as extreme. And it also takes away from the people who want to use the Patreon to support the channel, the people who can afford it and want to support the channel. And I want those people to still have the option. But what I am going to do with the Patreon is I'm going to try to remove the guilt, the obligation, the anxiety from the works, which means the benefits are going to change. You'll be welcome to send me messages. I may or may not be able to respond. I also just may not be able to write you a book, of everything you should do differently with this deck or that deck. But the Patreon benefits are going to get reworked to remove feelings of guilt and anxiety. It's going to be a way that you can choose to support the channel. And if that's what you want to do, that's awesome. If you are doing it because you want a specific benefit from me, well, make sure you check out the benefits in the next week or so as I edit them and decide if that's still something that you want to do. If any of you want to cancel, that's totally fine. I understand. And if any of you want a refund, that is fine. I understand. You can message me. I will gladly refund anybody who asks for it for any reason. And if any of you want to say, if any of you want to get on a soapbox and say, treat your supporters better, my response to that is going to be that my supporters support me because they like the content. The best thing I can do to treat them well is to treat myself well and make sure that the content stays positive and regular and exciting and entertaining. And I can do all that better with less anxiety and less obligation and less guilt in the process. So I hope that makes sense. That was a tough one because there's nothing I am more grateful for than the people who have supported this channel as it's grown and made this life possible for me. And I mean that. Thank you sincerely. Check out the benefits on Patreon. Decide if that's worth it to you, if that's how you want to support the channel. There's also other ways to support. YouTube memberships and a Twitch Prime and Tier 1 subs are an awesome way to support the channel. There's a donation link if you just want to leave a one-time tip. Those are awesome. All of those things keep me around, keep me in good, positive health and mindset so that I can keep trying to make entertaining, awesome content for you. And please, only do those things if you can afford it. I can't stress this enough. After the battle I've had with spending a life in debt and scared about what was going to happen to me and my wife, I wouldn't ask anybody to support the channel if they don't feel comfortable financially. Please take care of yourself and your family first. I'm not begging for money. It's not what it's meant to be. I'm doing better than I deserve, for sure. So thank you. YouTube memberships. I'm actually really excited about how this has grown and the enthusiasm around it. And I've been donating half of my YouTube membership revenue to charity every month for about 6 months. And in that time, I've been really proud of how it's gone. But I'm going to change that. And it's for a weird reason that I'm not very fond of, but I think it's a good reason. And it is that the charity thing seems to add friction to the YouTube memberships. There's always people who believe one of two things. Either A, it's a scam and I don't actually donate the money to charity, I'm just trying to get your money. I totally understand that people aren't trusting in this world and that they don't necessarily trust people on the internet, so I'm not even mad at them for that position. I wish they'd get to know me better, watch more of my stuff. I think they'd figure out that I'm a pretty upfront guy. But that said, I get their concern, is what I'm saying. Even though it sounds at first very abrasive and like a really tough thing to swallow that somebody thinks that you would scam them for money. The second thing is, like, when you put it out there that an amount of revenue goes to charity, there are people who always, they feel a need to police the charity, to police the giving. That they should be able to tell you what is a good charity, what is a bad charity, or that nothing should go to charity anyway. And there's also like this fear, what if it goes to an evil charity? Because I think those stories that get circulated online about charities that either swindle money or support hate groups exist. And people want to always get into that. And the truth is, I don't have the energy for those people. It's a lot of work. Believe it or not, it actually does take energy, focus, and determination to research charities, figure out how to donate them, add up an amount that people gave to you, and then donate that amount. And I should be able to feel good about that, especially if I think I did something positive in the world. And I don't have the energy to fight people who want to police me over charities. I really don't. So while I will continue to donate money to charity, I'm going to do it privately from now on. I'm no longer going to say things like, join the YouTube members, half the revenue goes to charity. I'm telling you straightforward, I plan to keep doing it, but I'm not going to talk about it. This is going to be the last I speak about it. And I think that that's just fine. I've always thought that charitable giving should be private. I made it a part of the YouTube memberships, mostly inspired by PewDiePie, who gives 100% of his YouTube membership revenue to charity, which I thought was very admirable. And I thought it would be something that my members could experience, knowing that they're supporting good causes. I think that it was that, but like I said, I don't have the energy to fight people who want to somehow make it into something it's not meant to be. It's meant to be the feels goods. It wasn't always the feels goods. So we'll drop it as a talking point. And I definitely don't want people to feel like I'm saying it just to get money. It's not the plan. It's not the plan. All right. Twitch Prime and Tier 1 subs. This is a good way to support the channel. The Prime Gaming, it's now called a Prime Gaming. I'm going to continue reminding people in the middle of the month to go to Twitch and renew Prime Gaming, because it's free for you if you have an Amazon Prime membership, but it costs, it pays me. Like you pay nothing, but I get something if you take a few steps to link your Twitch account to your Amazon account and go to my Twitch channel once a month and hit subscribe for free with Prime Gaming. So that's really worth it. Like, that's a big win-win, and I'm going to keep reminding people to do it. And it's made the channel pretty awesome. Quite honestly, like, the revenue is a big part of what I rely on. So thank you so much to the people who do that, and keep it up. And on that note, it helps me answer a question I get a lot. Why don't I try live streaming on YouTube? I have a Twitch partner agreement that allows people to subscribe to me. In that agreement, it says I'm not allowed to stream on other platforms. I mean, I signed and agreed to it before YouTube live streaming was really a thing, and maybe if I could take it back, I would, to try other things and focus on live streaming on YouTube. I consider YouTube very much my home, but I do enjoy the Twitch live streams. Like I said, the character over there is so much fun. The culture over there kind of feeds that character. So I need to keep the Twitch account, which means I'm not going to live stream on YouTube unless I can negotiate something different in my partner agreement, which I try to do about once every 6 months or so, but unsuccessful. I'm going to keep bringing it up. Sometimes you have to be tenacious. But thank you to everybody who supports with Twitch Prime. A way to get like some kind of, that's something that YouTube Live just can't really offer, is a way that you pay nothing, but I get rewarded with something. It means a lot. So thank you everybody who does that, and please keep it up. So then we're going to get into the future. Things I want to do in 2021 or beyond to just help share my enthusiasm for this game with everybody else, because I have found it's rare. In a very difficult year, where Magic the Gathering had a lot of difficult metas and grew very stale at times. Like, I watch viewership numbers, and they dropped on YouTube for a while. They dropped on Twitch quite a bit. I think I realize more and more that my enthusiasm, my endless enthusiasm for this game is rare, and I want to find other ways to share it. So I'm going to be looking into things like commentary. If you have a tournament that you're organizing and you need somebody to talk about it and be a commentator, I would love to try. I did my first one last year, and I had a really good time with it. There's a video of that on the CGB Gaming channel. If I do it again, I'll probably upload it to this channel to give you guys a taste of what I sound like commentating on competitive Magic events. You guys can give me feedback. So that's something I want to do. I'm going to try to put myself out there to do it. I know a few people who do commentary. Maybe they can vouch for me, get me in the door. We'll see what happens. I will probably not be on an official Wizards broadcast anytime soon, but I would try if they gave me the chance. Thing number 2, hosting. Day9 is a really lovable dude, and he's been hosting the competitive events. If you want a host for your event to bring a little more of a strike first, strike hard, no mercy flair, and a bit of entertainment and crowd pump up the jam kind of thing to your events, I want to try hosting events. And this might be a thing that happens in person when COVID chills out and gets vaccinated away, hopefully 2022 or near the end of 2021. But I'm down. I want to try hosting events. I don't need to be the play-by-play or color commentator. I would love to just be in the building, get people hyped, and share the enthusiasm with Magic. And the last thing I want to talk about are events and conventions. When they're back, when COVID is over, I'm really excited to get out there and do events and conventions and get to meet some of the fans who have supported me for so long. The last convention I went to, of course, PAX East. I met 2 fans there. I was recognized in public twice that I know of. I wasn't an honored guest or anything. I didn't get to do like autograph sessions or spell slinging sessions, but I would love to do things like that, and I've already had some conventions interested. So trust me, when it's safe to get out there and meet in person and play some Magic and maybe sign some Shark tokens from Cool Stuff Inc., I plan to do it. I really want to get out there and mingle with you guys. It's something I never really got into the gathering before. My opponents were something I had to squash so that I would feel good about myself. It was where I was when I was younger. Now I just want to, I do want to try this whole gathering thing. See what it's like. I've made so many friends online, in my own channels, viewers, mods, patrons, coaching students, and other content creators in their channels and Discord. I can't wait to get out there and do some mingling. So yes, hopefully you'll see me out and about before the end of 2021 or in 2022. I look forward to being there. And with that, I've hit the bullet. I've hit the list. I've hit the list. The sum up. Maybe we can do a bullet point list here at the end. The streak will continue. The formats will be mostly standard, maybe some other things here and there. The competitive ranked will be the focus. The jank will be kind of silly things we do very rarely. I might try some Commander. I might do some talking about upcoming spoiler videos. The Twitch content should be free to everybody right now. Do check it out. Competitive events, I expect to do them. The Arena Open and the Mythic Championship qualifiers. I doubt I'll play other games, but if I do, it will be here. The second channel will not be getting anything new. The second channel will be pretty much dead, unless I change my mind about this someday in the future. If there is content I think you will love, you will see it here, right here, because I don't need to be no slave to no algorithm to entertain my people. All right, Twitch. Now Tuesday and Thursday for sure, and either Saturday or Monday, depending on events and what's going on in MTG. New schedule. I don't even know what time I'll be live on Saturday. I would guess at around 2 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern time, whereas Tuesday and Thursday are definitely still 4 to 6 Eastern Standard Time, and Monday would probably be 4 to 6 Eastern Standard Time. Patreon. We're removing things like obligation, guilt, and feels bads from the system. The benefits are changing. Please go and review them. If you are a patron, decide if it's still worth it for you. And if you want to support the channel and you think the benefits are worth it, then by all means sign up for the Patreon. That will be adjusted in the next week or so. Please give me a week to make the final call on what those should be. I'm probably going to change them and then sit for a day or two, decide whether or not that removed all the feels bads, and then finalize. So might want to check back in 2 weeks. YouTube memberships. I'm not going to talk about the charity stuff. It doesn't matter because we're not going to talk about it. I'm still going to do it. We're just not going to talk about it because I don't have the energy to fight people who want to fight over charity. It's stupid. Twitch Prime and Tier 1 subs. Please keep using Twitch Prime. It's now called Prime Gaming. When I say Prime, I'm just going to say Prime. Prime Gaming. That's what it's all about. Please keep using it. It means a lot. It matters so much. You have to know. And thank you to the hundreds and hundreds who are supporting me through Twitch Prime. Commentary, hopefully. Hosting, hell yeah, I want to do it. Events, conventions, I will see you there when it's safe. On that note, after 50 frickin' minutes of me monologuing your face off, thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. This has been the State of the Channel 2021. You're cool.